Hello and welcome back everybody to our Moneyball series here with Barnsley. Right, so last episode managed to get our 2 defeats in, but then off camera we got our win in the cup finally and we won in the league finally. Now they had a really clear chance at 2-1 which would have made it 2-2, but they missed it. We missed a penalty and scored a penalty. As a pretty good game overall though, I think for us, for our tactic in the way that the players were playing, because we learned a lot about the team. And it puts us in a pretty good position going into this game, you'd expect. Now, this is the team that I played, and we're going to probably stick to for a while. The only player to look out for is potentially Marvin here. I think he could potentially switch out for our other unknown centre-back, and that could be the only change right now that I think to the first team. But apart from that, I think we've got a pretty solid starting 11. When I say solid, I mean that I'm pretty confident they are the best player for the job. So far, anyway. Again, it's still a small sample size to look at stats, and a couple of the backup players to play in that cup game, so they're going to have inflated stats. So we'll still leave it a little bit if we start looking at the stats for another couple of weeks, I think, at least. I think what we might do, actually, is after maybe these 2 games, we'll look at our players in relation to the rest of the league and see how their stats are going in that concept. If we're not going to change players ourselves right now, if we're pretty set on the team, we'll look at that. But, I mean, you never know. If we lose these 2 games, I could be looking at changing players left, right, and centre. So we'll see how things go first. So the team for today's game is going to be Joel Lumley in goal, Ola Aina at right back, Marvin Ekpateta at centre back with Diogo Quiroz, then with Theo at left back with Martin Paera and Ryan Yates central field, Chenan Lee and Jacob Brown on the wings, then Colin Grant and Josh Coyote up front. Assistant manager says pick up where he left off. Good. Whenever he avoids the media, I'm happy. So look at this now. I don't have a look at these little graphics. It's all like flat 4-4-2. Not really threatened by that. Looking forward to playing against that. And there's our 4-4-2 deep. And we are underway. I just realised we played this team in the cup off camera. Exactly the same team. And when I played a backup team with players that are form, we won. So let's see how we get on now they're in a bit of form. Although it's been 2 weeks since the last game. There's been an international break between the last episode and this one. Ryan Yates plays with Josh Coyote. I'm just going to slow this down again. And Jacob on the left-hand side is going to get it. He's going to play it into Ryan Yates, who's going to play across to Paero, who doesn't play CDM at all. Like, he's got no position there at all. So he's going to be playing slightly bad on his performances. He's going to be playing poorly, I think, getting poor performances and bad match ratings for probably a few weeks until he learns to play it a little bit. He got a good match rating last match, but he did score a penalty. So that probably inflated it a little bit. If not, have to throw it in the left-hand side. They're going to throw it to Pedrino, to O'Connell, and Ketia. Oh, I just had a feeling. Theo's going to get left-hand side, play it to Jacob Brown. He's going to play it back with the outside of his foot, apparently. Ryan Yates, it's just bad. Ryan Yates in it. That's not good. Pickford has it. His highlights continue. Is it going to be a proper highlight then, maybe? I don't know. They continue the ball. Oh, no pressure on him whatsoever. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Problems galore. Who's going to score? This one right here, I reckon. Oh, no, far post. Oh, no, it was. Yeah, he was there. Fuck's sake. He's not offside. I've got to be honest, this series, this is a goal. These are always a goal. This series has been the worst I've ever seen for, like, the team just never performs on camera. Like, ever. It's unreal. Yates is going to have to come off. Coyote can come off. We'll put on Diaz, I think. Ferran Navarro did actually come on and score last game, and I don't want to ruin his match rating, so I'm actually going to leave him off. And hopefully he comes in and plays well against Liverpool. We're almost going to our second 4-4-2 already because we've lost the game at this point. The only positive potentially against Liverpool is they've had their worst start I think I've ever seen to them on FM. This early on anyway. They're like one place above us, even with this defeat. Lovely what you do this. Come on. In fact, I put the tempo up a little bit here because, 3-0 at this rate. Pedrino, Burge, and Ketia. Come on, boys. What is going on here? So yeah, definitely going to make that change of centre-back, I think, and play our other unknown player as the starting centre-back. Absolutely battered here. Unreal. Colin Grant has it. It's cleared. It's 2v2 at the back, but we're going to get to this. Yeah, they can leave 2 up, which isn't good for us on the counter, because we're going to throw really forwards and just stay forwards now. Normally, plays it back to Jones, far post Brown. Surely cleared off the line. I hear for Sheffield United, they're going to play the ball across. We clear it. Colin Grant's 2v1 here, lads. Come on, you've got to make this count. He's offside, isn't he? I think Diaz is offside. I believe that. He's onside. What? Okay. Late on here for Sheffield United, they're going to play the ball out to the right hand side. It goes into the box. It's going to be headed towards goal. Lumley has it. Now Lumley, what's he going to do with it? He's cleared it early to Colin Grant. They get to the second ball. It's probably going to be their highlight now. They've won it. Yeah, there it is. And Kate is through. And it probably should have been a goal, but it's not. Last highlight of the game, swooped in, it's cleared, and that's probably going to do it. So I don't know, like, I mean, we are massively inconsistent. We're very inconsistent at the moment, which is okay. If we'd have played a Tottenham even at least, or a Liverpool already, it may not be such an issue, but we've played 4 winnable games, only won 1, and lost the rest, not even getting a draw. So our expected table here, expected position and expected points, we should be right now 9th, and we're currently 14th, so we're definitely underperforming. Our expected points, yeah, we're -2 from where we should be. Expected goals, we're bang on. We conceded more than we should have. I thought that was as much. Why is he so high, Ryan Yates? Like in his... I don't get this. Okay, I'm going to change the team around a little bit, and I'll see you in a second then for the Liverpool game. Because looking at the strikers, I feel like the strikers have been a bit of a problem. Not just scoring, but the way that we've played. We've been getting dominated quite a lot. And if you notice here, Josh Coyote, so he's made 3 starts, 2 sub-appearances, 25% header-1 ratio. Now, what do we need again? For us to be like a lower mid-table team in the Premier League, we need... Headers-1 ratio is 37.66%. Like, that's nowhere near good enough. Colin Grant's on the ball there. I mean, Callum Robinson could probably play as a striker, but he's played wide as well. Ben Diaz did score in the last game. I don't really trust him. Fran Navarro, let's give Fran Navarro a game. So I'm going to move Colin Grant over to the left side. I'm playing Fran Navarro, I think, for this one. Unfortunately, Ryan Yates is now out for like 2 to 4 weeks. That's not good. So I'm going to play Bradley Dack first. I'm going to give him a chance, I think. And then we'll try and play... Oh, actually, no, we've got Fernandes back. No, ignore that. Fernandes can play. Good. That's his first appearance to the club, that'll be. That's the only real change there, along with, obviously, Adrian Ismaili is then going to come in as our left centre-back. The reason he plays left centre-back is that he's got poor technique on his scout report or his coach report, so I assume that Kyrgios is a better ball-playing defender, so that's why he goes in there. Assistant manager says, got nothing to lose. Might sound ridiculous, but I think this is our better chance of getting results at home. Even against Liverpool, I almost preferred them the other games we've got that we've had so far. Away from home, Mane has it, and it's just wide. Get it from Lumley, he's going to play it to Kyrgios, playing right centre back to Ismaili, doesn't do well on the ball apparently. Gives it to Colin Grant. Colin Grant, oh, what are you doing, Colin? Christ. Oh, it's a penalty. Penalty for Liverpool. Scored 1-0. Here, Curtis Jones has it, plays it across to Salah. Salah draws with it, loses the ball though. Go on, Jacob Brown plays him in. Fran Navarro's in 1v1. Surely Fran. That's frustrating. The only positive so far that I've seen at front is at least Colin Grant could do both roles. But like the last game, it was good with Ben Diaz. But I mean, until he loses, comes to get a ball, I'm not interested. He's played so shit in the first few games as well. I'm going to change him around. Play Callum Robinson as the. Let's keep Callum Robinson. Let's keep Colin Grant there. But Callum Robinson as the striker that runs in behind a little more. Good minutes and good stats now of them for the average like per 90 stuff for the strikers. They're trying to dissect which one's going to play. Nunley's going to come off, and we're going to throw on, I think, Isaiah Jones on the right. And, Theo's got to throw into Brown. He's giving it away. Can we win this now? No. I thought it was going to be our highlight. Oh, it still might be now. Isaiah Jones to Callum Robinson. Turns him. Iona. He's going to whip it in, surely. Come on, Barnsley. Brown, Colin Grant, you're offside by a mile. Oh, he didn't give it. Oh, okay. We just missed an unbelievable chance, but I thought it was offside. Bloody hell. Colin Grant's going to come off. We're going to throw on Ben Diaz at the back stick. Stick for these big crosses. We need Ben Diaz now. They're going to play it through. Keeper's going to collect it. Now you've got big Ben Diaz to hit if you want Lumley. We've got option short, actually, if you want to go. Yep. Left back probably wants that. Yep. Theo into the Ben Diaz. No, okay. Callum, surely. No, Callum. You can see, can't you? You can see the building blocks, the foundations there for us to really kick on with this tactic. It's just a shame that we can't finish these chances right now. I think the next time we go for a striker, the first thing we're going to look at is shot conversion and finishing. Like, being able to score goals when they get the chances. And then we'll look at the other stuff after. We're going all out attack against Liverpool here. Got a chance. Come on, Lumley. Oh. We got absolutely destroyed until they scored. And I think they must have changed their tactic because they've sort of sat back since and they've not really dominated us since that goal they scored. They're going to go long here. Can we get to the second ball? No. So Liverpool highlight. Oh, may not be. Ben Diaz, Robinson. No, Robinson, what is that? It's rubbish. Come on, Barnsley. Aina. Ben Diaz. Robinson. Yes! Come on, Barnsley. Moneyball's working. time wasting. Just, if anybody wants to be a legend of the football club again, do a Ryan Ledson, big straight red, don't even care how bad it is, don't care how many games you're suspended for. Well, just watch replay of this. A player gets it, says, I'm going to take over this ball, plays to Aina. Aina plays an absolutely ridiculous ball into Diaz, who gets the big knockdown. Oh, it's beautiful football. Beautiful football. Big Andy Carroll at the back stick into, I guess, our little Luis Suarez, if you're going to copy the Liverpool owners in doing it in football. And that is going to be, hopefully a draw against Liverpool. No, it's a highlight in the last minute. Isaiah Jones, Aina, just defend, lads. Just run back now. We're not going to score. Firmino, yes, love that. Oh no, he's still going. Get out of play. Yes, surely referee. Time. No, thank you, Mr. Referee. No, get yourself in that change room now, please. Yes, come on, big draw. We needed that. I'm so unlucky. A brilliant result from the boys. The boys. That was good. Good stuff. Thank you to everybody involved in that. We needed that. Let's have a quick look at our own strikers here just after that now. So they're all here in a line, all 5 of them. So let's just change the view. Averages, we're not going to look at totals because obviously it's not the end of the season, but goals per 90, we're looking at 0.38. So Ben Diaz does hit that, and so does Navarro. Actually, so does Callum Robinson, incidentally, now, but he scored 1 goal. Oh, both his goals were up front, actually, now I think about it. One of them was off camera. It was a great finish, actually. Actually, no, I maybe left wing, actually. I don't remember. Shot accuracy, this is what we need to look at here. Shots on target ratio, 51 we need. So there's only 1 player that hits that, but 2 are close. And Coyote is one of them, but he's scoring so badly everywhere else. So Fran Navarro and Callum Robinson are doing the best job at that. So there's definitely a case of Callum Robinson going in as a starting striker. So I think from what I've seen so far, Fran Navarro is not too bad, actually. He's done all right, but he missed that chance against Liverpool. At least he got through. That was also important. But I think Carlin, Grant, Diaz and Robinson are the 3 best. And then I'd probably say Navarro, and Josh Coyote is probably the worst player for us at the moment. That's what I would say based on what I've seen. But if we look at then, let's look at dribbles per 90. So we need a 0.90 from them. And we've got, everybody's ahead of that. Fran Navarro is really high. So do you know what's really good about those stats? Is that, forgetting the goals, apart from that, is they all offer something slightly different to the players. They've all got one category they're not really firing in, but then they're firing in others. So I think Coyote is the worst. I'm going to go Coyote is the last choice right now. Fran Navarro probably being number 4, and those 3 sort of been in the mix, but Navarro could quite easily slip in ahead of 1. Like Ben Diaz did well in that match against Liverpool, you know, when we're trying to go for the game. Starting a game, he might be really ineffective and might cost us away from to Wolves, for example, who we have next. So he also played pretty well defensively with that back 4, so I'm really pleased with that. I thought Fernandez did about as good as he can. I really do prefer right-footed central fielders, like both sides. In FM, it's just something in FM I just have a gut feeling about. I like to have one central midfielder that cuts in on his right foot from left to right, then one on their outside. Same for wingers, really. I like to have the whole midfield being right-footed. Within reason, like if you would just give me a choice of a bunch of players, and there's going to be no outstanding players, at least give me that, and I'll take that. Really pleased with that result. Right, okay, next episode then. I think next episode we'll come back for the Manchester City game, and we'll do the Southampton game after that. So it's another big side then at home, and then a game away from home. And then we'll get through another 3 league matches plus a cup game and be pretty much at the end of October all of a sudden going into the episode after that. So that's pretty good, I think. Pretty good start to the season. Hope you're enjoying the tempo of matches, how far apart they are. I don't quite know how far to do them for this. So let me know in the comment section about that, actually, because that's something I've not really thought about how far to space out the fixtures. I think, because could there be tactical changes? Absolutely. I think tweaks. I'm pretty set. It's going to be back 4 no matter what. Definitely be back 4. I'd like to keep it like a 4-4-2, but that could change. It could become a 4-2-3-1. But I think generally, I'm pretty set on it being a 4-4-2. I don't really want to change tactic again. So, at least formation-wise, just rolling duties could change. But I want to try and keep something like this. As long as a 4-4-2, I'm going to be happy for a while. But it could mean that needs must and we have to. But yeah, that's something that it would take a lot for me to change at this point. It's more about just the journey of the players, really. And I think, we'll come back for those 2 games and we'll look at the data a bit more, I think, in these 2. So we've got a lot more games in. We'll look at the data of the players that we have and the way that we currently look. Plus, we'll look at the data. We'll actually put we'll put some real mileage into this, I think, and have a look at some things. Maybe use some of the pre-match reports as well from the scouts, but I definitely want to have a look at the data hub to see One, if there's any outlying things that we're doing, and if, like, let's say there are two of us that are just dribbling way more than everybody else, well, then look at that team, especially if they're not a very good team, and see if they've got any players that are outlying that. And if they've got players that are dribbling loads in places like central field and in the wide areas, they give players to look at. Just trying to, like, use every bit of data we've got to our advantage. And also, one thing I forgot to tell you at the midway point of the episode, I've now brought in some new scouts. So what I do, this is like a little tip for you, I guess, a little free tip for those of you that play a lot into the years and go quite deep into your saves. I always like to get my scouts in, and I like to name them where they're scouting. So these scouts here are named where they're scouting, and all they'll do the entire time is scout. In a normal save, they'll scout under 23s. The budget you set to 200 million, because then they'll always think that because otherwise, if it's not set, sometimes they don't think if you've spent your budget. Sometimes if you don't set an amount and you've spent your budget, they then won't recommend you players because they think you can't afford them. So I just set the budget 200 million, age maximum 23, to the region that they're set in, and then put ongoing. Make sure you put ongoing, because if you don't, they'll come back and do nothing. So if it's ongoing, they'll just stay there. So that's what I do for all of these, and eventually that'll be like every continent, hopefully every single category, if we can get that far. But the main ones are there. There's a couple of others that I'm missing currently, but we'll get there eventually. But we've got the main ones now at least. So they'll all be at the club for a long time, and they'll just keep building up the knowledge. So we look at that now, actually. Scouting, where are we at for knowledge? Not bad for a club that's just been promoted. The knowledge of UK and Ireland isn't great compared to Western Europe. But what's going on here? But yeah, apparently it's not very good. We need to improve. Some of these are not good. So like Eastern Europe, this would be one. If we look at this again at the end of the season, it's currently 7%. We've got a scout in Eastern Europe. So let's see where he gets to at the end of that season, for example. But that's it. That's how scouting looks right this second. And that's the league table. So we currently sit almost bang the table. What's not good for us is there seems to be a lot of good teams not doing very well. So you've got like Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, which means they're probably dropping points to other bad teams. Yeah, look at that. Liverpool have drawn to us, Burnley and Leicester. There you are. Chelsea have drawn home to Leeds. Away to Liverpool, they've lost. Big game less, I suppose. Tottenham need to get out of here. But yeah, that's the episode anyway. I hope you're enjoying the series. I'm absolutely loving this series. Like I keep saying, I cannot thank you enough for supporting the channel on this series in particular. It's the most fun I've ever had on FM, especially content-wise. I've had some unbelievable saves in the past, but this is just so exciting. And the whole point is like, we're just going to keep adding to this. So we're only going to use more data, more stats, be more extensive of what we do. You know, as the seasons go on, like it's only going to become more and more Moneyball-like as we go on. And the more money we get to spend, the more creative we can be with our money as well. And trying to buy up skill players from other leagues and that kind of stuff. So that's going to do the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series, and I will see you next time.